Hi guys. um, so it's been a while, and by a while I mean almost a year. Like holy crap. Um, I can make a lot of excuses and everything like that, but there really aren't any that are that good. So I'm gonna say fuck it and just say nice to see you guys again, and we're gonna be playing the Firemen. Um, This is actually being done for Lantis uh, as part of my yearly LP for him. I'm more than likely going to end up doing something else as well, since this game really isn't very long. It'll only be like 2 videos, and it'll only be 2 videos because I don't really want to risk it. Like, it takes about an hour to beat, and I don't want to risk any complications. I don't want a video over an hour long, honestly. So I'll just cut it into 2 videos, probably stages 1 through 3, and then stages 4 through 6, and that'll be that. But yeah, so the Fireman, fun little game. Never came to America, if I remember correctly. I mean, it might be out now, like on some arcade of like Xbox or something like that. I don't really know. But I know it was originally released in Europe. And if I ever feel like if I ever sound like I'm speaking really loudly, it's because like I have the volume up really loud, because this actually has quite a bit of. Most of the time, I don't really care about the music for you guys. I mean, if a game has amazing music, then you guys have probably already heard it before, and you're probably not watching my LPs to hear the music. But this game actually has like a fun little soundtrack and some nice little stuff that I'd like you guys to hear. So I have the volume on it turned up really loud because I'm lazy. I never really get around to actually making my stuff work the way it should be working. But yeah, so the Fireman is, it all takes place in this one big ass building that's obviously on fire, and you play as Pete with your partner Daniel, and you guys are the first response trying to put out the fire. And of course, it's not normal ass fire, although, like, it's not normal fire, I guess. Like this isn't a fantasy game or anything like that. This is, like 20 years in the future or whatever. And I apologize for the coughing whenever it does happen. I'm trying to resist the urge. But like, so you have these fires that don't act like real fires, and like I have a forever hose that is hooked up to nothing, you know. Ah! I really hope I haven't already forgotten how to play. Like, I've been playing this for a while, because I didn't want to, because it's hard, and, well, it's not, like, super hard, but it's relatively difficult. And you have to beat it in, what, 4 lives or whatever? So, like, I didn't want to have to save state multiple times just to be able to beat the game. So I've been playing it for a little while, trying to make sure I could effectively beat it without being cheap the entire time, Stupid fire. But it's a fun little game. So so you have two modes. You have your stream, and then you have your ground one. So all the fires are basically based around either being weak to the stream or being weak to the ground. Like a lot of the fires can't be hit by the stream. A lot of the fires, like every fire can be hit by the ground, like even these ones can, but you have to get really close to use the ground one, so it's often not in your best interest to do so. And so you have all these different types of fires. And you see all these little ground fires I keep ignoring. Like, they don't really matter that much. And I'm not like trying to be the most amazing thing in the world or anything like that. So I'm probably gonna be ignoring the majority of those, because the time limit does like become a thing. And see, like we could go into this room to the left, but there's nothing in there. It's just fire. So it's not benefiting us in any way. It just gets us a higher score. So yeah, you go around this building, putting out fires, fighting bosses, and saving people. And the end game is to try to, you know, obviously put out the fire entirely. Which, of course, there are always these complications over and over and over again, as the case may be. So you have Pete, which is Blue Mustache Guy, which is who you control, and then you have Danny, who is your little helper, who, like, he opens the doors and he carries people out, and he'll, like, you know, chop down fires and shit like that with his axe. And then the rest of your team is Max, and Pete, who are a duo team like Pete and, or Max and, who's the, it's not Pete, it's, what's his name? I don't remember what his name is, but we'll see him here in a little bit. You never actually see Max or the other guy in the game, because they're always in other parts of the building. But, and I don't really actually know what they're doing, but whatever. But, you see Winona she's not actually a fireman, she's your, assistant. Like, she gives you details of what's going on where, and what you should probably be doing at the time. But yeah, so fun shit. And you get these robots and shit like that, you know. And obviously the fires will spread. And right now everything's like very basic, you know. Like, we don't have any weird fires or anything like that. But like very quickly, like shit starts to get more complex, you know. Like these blue robots, right? You know, like, they just kind of wander around, but eventually, like, you get these green robots, which pretty much try to dive bomb your ass. And you get these little bots that are a lot faster, and so on and so forth. Ouch. And now the game's very basic. I mean, like, this is really pretty much it, you know? As far as, like, you can get power-ups, or a power-up, and it'll make your streams, your everything bigger, more effective, and everything like that. But that's it. Like, there's really nothing else in the game. And hold on just a second, I'm gonna adjust my mic, because it's, like, stabbing me in the face. So if that just made, like, any buzzing noise or anything like that, I apologize. Okay, and also, you know, you gotta crawl under shit, and, you know. Probably the most challenging thing in the game is that later on there's just a lot of stuff that, like, continuously happens, and you have to know, like, which stream you should be using, and flipping back and forth, and the positioning, you know, because, you know, you have to hold a button to lock yourself in place, because if you're not, like, you do this constantly, and you can't get a focused stream going. And then, you know, down in the bottom right-hand corner, you have those little, grenade-looking things, and that's really what they are, is they're water grenades. Which you really only want to use, in very rare scenarios. I don't use them very much. I probably should use them more frequently. But, so yeah. Here we go. First boss. And he's actually, like, you can shoot at him from the other, like, from in front of him, but if you do, those little flames that he just shot off kind of protect him, so it's harder to hit. Oh, man, I got hit for no reason. I was being stupid. So it's better to hit at him from an angle. And I fucked that up. Ooh, gosh. So yeah, he's pretty easy. And like, my fire rate Like, if I'd put out all the little ground fires and everything like that, it would have been higher. Because that's, you pretty much have to put out the little ground fires to get 100%, I think. But we don't really care about that right now. I'm not going for a score or anything like that. I'm just showing you guys the game. Because it's a fun little game. I want to say it's very reminiscent of Pocky and Rocky, but I don't actually know which came first, to be honest. You talk to Lantis about it, or look it up yourself, because, like, he of course will know all about it. This is definitely more his forte than mine, you know? So see, now we're already getting into scenarios that are a little more complex, because we get, you know, shit coming from behind us and things that spread fire on the ground and shit, you know. And now we have to deal with, like, other environmental things, you know, like it's not just the fire here, it's the wind as well. Pulling us in the damn wrong direction. There we go. So yeah. Whoop, whoop. Another big thing about the game is, like, well, obviously it's pretty big on memorization. Like, the more you play it, the better you're gonna be at it, because you know where all the fires are coming from. But it's really a good idea to, like, take it slow for the most part. I mean, you are timed on each stage, so you can't take it that slow. But especially when you're first learning, it's better to take it slow, because, like, if you go too quickly, you'll get yourself stuck in bad situations, and you're gonna take a hit regardless of, like, how well you're playing, because you'll trap yourself in the fire, which, you know, kind of sucks. Alright, and see, now we have these fireballs that are, you know, flying around, and you can shoot them out of the sky, which I should have done right there, but you can also just dodge them by ducking, which is our more common tactic, which I should not have gotten hit by that, but whatever. I guess I touched the flame trail at the end of it. Yeah. Alright, that's the other guy. I don't remember what his name is. But yeah, he's with Max. And I do love the music for this game. It's always very exciting music. Like, it's always pumping that shit up there. And so you can break the glass. And sometimes there's power-ups in there. Most of the time there's not, you know, obviously. But, sometimes there is. A lot of the time later on in the game, though, it'll cause a backdraft, which is really dangerous. And will fuck your shit up if you don't duck. Which is kind of amusing. Like, most things in this game can actually be avoided if you duck. Which, like, it does it automatically in most of the scenarios. But yeah. Oh no! The explosion fed the fire! That's not good! Shit! What are we gonna do now? We're gonna keep putting out fire. Because, you know, that's what firemen do. Bitches. Y'all think y'all had me. Alright, so about to get into yet another thing. See, now we have shit blowing up on us that we have to dodge, you know. And now we have these things on the ground. They're real slow moving, but you can only hit them with the ground thing. And they end up being problems. Not really right now. And like once you memorize things, they don't really be a problem then. But like they get faster, and like they'll eventually start to leave fire trails behind them. So yeah. Not really pleasant, you know. Bitches. Fortunately, Danny, like your partner or whatever, is a fucking boss, and he will one-shot most things. It's just a matter of whether or not he actually does it. Because, you know, like right now he's just kind of sitting back. But a lot of times he'll just like run in there and start kicking the shit out of crap, which is always nice. It makes things way easy. And see, now we got these barrels that we have to dodge. Oh shit. Wasn't paying attention. And I'm pretty sure you can actually duck the explosion of the barrels, which doesn't really make sense to me. But I just avoid the sons of bitches as much as I can. See, yeah, see, you can duck the explosion. But most of the time, you know, if you don't have to be right next to it, there's not really a reason to be right next to it, in my opinion. Yeah, no shit, it's dangerous in here. There's fire everywhere. Alright, so now we're at the second boss, and this motherfucker can only get hit by the ground beams. So you pretty much have to be right on top of him the entire time. But then he grows real big, and he's real fast for a few seconds. So it's basically just this over and over and over again. You hit him until he grows real big, and you dodge the barrels and the fireballs and everything. He's really actually very, very simple. So yeah. Although the first time I fought him, like, he whooped the shit out of me. Like, not even gonna lie. Because I didn't realize, like, until halfway through that I couldn't hit him with anything but the ground beam. So, like, I took a bunch of hits for no reason. Because I was like, what the fuck's going on? You know? And I'm sorry about the glitchiness of the, grenades. But I think that's actually just how the game is. I'm not positive, but I've tried a couple different copies of the game from different places, and that's just how it works, you know? So, IDK. Fuck no, you don't know how to do your job, goddammit. You built this place like crap. Ow. Okay, let me sit up in my chair. Let's go, Danny. We got this. Alright, so that was boss number 2. So, alrighty. Now we got these fires that they like to move in different directions. And they're relatively fast, but they actually die really easily. Like, all you have to do, because they'll always try to converge on you, all you have to do is space in their direction and ground, and they'll all die. So, they look like they're going to be a problem, but they're not a problem at all. Oh. My thingy popped, sorry. So yeah, that's also a legitimate problem, like, that Lantis and I have been trying to fix for me, but I have these pop-ups that I cannot get rid of for now that will focus out of the game, which is probably gonna make me take some hits here and there, but I've been trying to be relatively quick on them, you know, so hopefully they won't cause too much problems. And you guys don't actually have to see them or anything like that. They're just, you know... Okay, so yeah, like what I have right now, that's the powered up beam. So it's really good. Really takes care of fire very quickly. But if you take a single hit, you lose it. Like, period. So it's really good. But, probably not going to be having that much of it, to be honest. And we don't care about that other room. Like, if you're going to be putting out all of the fire, like, if you're going for a high score, you want to get basically all the fire in all the rooms. But, like I said earlier, we don't really care about that right now. Okay. And now we gotta deal with the floor falling out from under us, which is always nice, you know? Okay, so now these big flames shoot out little flames that'll chase you down every once in a while. And they can be a serious pain in the ass, especially in, like, tight corners. And it doesn't really feel like there's too tight of corners yet, but, like, here in a second, when, like, the floor just starts to go out all over the place, like, it can be real close, you know? Real close corners. See? Like, drastically losing parts of the floor. Which is just not nice. You know what, fuck it, I don't even care. Fuck you, asshole. Fortunately, you can't, like, run into these. Like, these can't damage you unless they get, like, laid underneath you, which, like, fires will do later on in the game, and, like, a boss will do later on in the game. But, yeah. So, because if you could just, like, walk into them, this game would be a lot harder. But you can actually kind of use them as, like, walls. And now we have these little fucking arms that are on fire. These fucking little engineering arms. Which they'll, like, lash out at you if you get too close. Because, you know, that makes sense on a, you know, engineering level. Let's make it, you know, whenever this thing goes haywire, it'll just start attacking the nearest fucking thing. That's a great idea, you know? And boom, boom, boom. So yeah, fun shit. Alright, and normally I'm fucking stupid on this one. Cause like, you can sit here and be all like, woo, and everything like that. But normally I end up taking a hit, so we're just gonna duck it. Cause I don't feel like taking a hit. Duck. And here's an example of the backdraft. So if you don't duck that, you take a shit ton of damage. And this is normally a power-up, but I actually haven't lost my power-up yet, which I normally have by now. I'm actually playing a lot better than I normally do. What was that? Oh, really? Like, the explosion was really close by. We're in the building. Like, of course the explosion's really close by. Like, son of a bitch. Building's big, but it's not that big. Okay, so now we have these fucking tight spaces, which are kind of assholes. Ooh, I really thought I walked into that. That was close. Yes, yes, I get it, I get it. There's a guy right there. Chill the fuck out. Alright. One of the security robots went berserk. Like, I actually I fucking hate this boss. Like, honestly. This boss and probably the 5th boss are my least favorite bosses. I mean, I don't mean, like, they're great bosses. The mechanics are really good. But, I guess least favorite as in, like, least favorite to fight. I like to clear out that side. So yeah, all he does is he will charge back and forth, you know. Pretty easy to avoid, but he also puts down a little fire after he charges, and when you get close to it, it'll set off. So, like, if you let them sit, if you let a couple, like, build up, then, like, you can have a lot of fires on your ass. So, okay, so he did that. We blew him up. So now he starts to move faster. His charging is faster, it's more frequent, you know? And now he's in the final one where he just fucking kind of goes constantly. And this is where shit gets real, you know? But it's pretty much the same thing over and over and over again. Like, not too big of a deal. Okay, except now we got several fires on our asses. See, it's... Okay, and now we got him... Okay, now, if you... I actually always use a water bomb on him when he gets to the 4th stage, his final stage, because he turns into this little, like, half robot, and he likes to, he'll just circle you and lay, fire on the floor. So, like, I mean, he's really not that hard, but 1, he'll take your power up from you really easily, and 2, he'll fucking, like, I don't know, it just takes a lot of time to kill him if you don't just bomb him at that end point. So, yeah. He's one of the ones I almost always use a bomb on. Okay, so that's actually the 3rd boss. So this is already the end of the 3rd stage. So, like I said, really not a very long game. So, when we get done talking here, I'm going to go ahead and pause, and we'll go ahead and split up the videos to make sure we don't go too long on either one of them. I'm hoping they're both going to be about, you know, like, both about 25-30 minutes. So here's hoping. Yeah! Okay, so we'll go ahead and pause right here, and I will see you guys in the next video.